Sure, Justin. So, we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Introduction of guests. Mark, you wanna introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Mark Deutschlander. I live on Overlook Lane. Been in Canandaigua for over 20 years. I teach at Hobart Williamson Colleges. I've been there since 2002. And I teach biology with research on migratory birds. So I saw there was- So when I saw a need here, I was like, well, maybe this is something I could do. Yes.
And Mark is interested in becoming a member.
It's wonderful.
Fantastic.
I don't know if anybody has any questions, or if you have any questions for us.
Well, I'm just gonna observe and see what
Observe,
happens tonight.
okay.
And, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a pretty short meeting tonight, so hopefully we'll be in and out of here by 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sometimes it's a little longer. We do review applications that come through. And we're an advisory board, so we'll give feedback to the zoning board and the planning board.
Okay.
And,
Justin?
I'll go get Justin.
Okay.
Is he lurking like Bigfoot?
I know, right? It was kind of a surprise.
Doors should be open. We got court going.
Yes,
So who are all you? I know you.
Yep.
yes. I'm Edith Davy. I retired from the Ontario County Soil and Water Conservation District.
Okay.
One of my sons graduated from Hobart and Williams.
Nice.
Right, yeah, good place.
I'm Mike Warren. I'm the zoning officer for the town, one of the zoning officers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the liaison for this board and the zoning board.
Okay.
And I'm Pat Venecia. My husband and son and I have a land surveying business. We've been at it here locally since 1988,
Oh, wow.
and I've been on ECB for a few years. Try to help be involved in the towns to some capacity, so ECB works for me.
Yes. Actually, I've been on
Hello,
it since I got off the.
I'm Justin Damon. How are you?
Good. Mark Deutschlander. I'm checking things out.
Nice,
Potentially
nice.
gonna be a member.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
I have
Thanks.
to look good for.
I'll take my hat off then.
Let's see, yeah, we do reviews of, applications that come through, local laws that they're considering. What else do we do? Outreach. We'll have events sometimes. What else do we do? Seems like a lot.
Yes, yeah, we do education for lots of different things. We have a liaison with the tree committee and the parks committee and so on.
Open
And
space.
yeah, open space, ag.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah. And individually, we do a lot of extra things too. We do.
Put out a newsletter monthly,
Yeah.
put out an entry into the newsletter monthly,
Yeah.
something that
The display upstairs.
environmentally applicable.
Do our annual inspections of parklands
Yes,
for the health of the ecosystems and monitoring even invasive species.
Okay.
Edith swears at
we
them all
never
the time.
run out of material.
No. The town board was considering incentive zoning project, so we did review and comments on that as well. So pretty much, we comment on a lot of things and give advice to different boards and committees in the town.
Great. Thank you.
Definitely would be happy to have someone who said birds. I don't think we have.
Yes, well,
anybody.
that would include, I'm sure, a lot of other knowledge too, so.
Well, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
habitat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Things
yes.
like that.
Of course.
Yeah,
Edith can talk birds all day. so
Well,
just-
sorry.
yeah, I've been involved with the Braddock Bay Bird Observatory. I've been in Greece. I've been involved with them, leading that group for almost as long as I've been here.
That's awesome.
We'll move on. If you have any questions, definitely just, stop us. Can I get an approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Thank you.
Quick look at some of our upcoming projects or.
Oh,
Mike, is there anything from the development office?
This month, enjoy the nice short agenda because we are swamped. The upcoming PRC has 16 applications on it, so we will probably be very busy next month at ECB and zoning and everything. Right now, it's warm weather's coming and everybody's building.
Yep. Okay.
Any referrals from the town board? Well, town board, I'm gonna be giving, a report to the town board on Monday. Welcome to attend or come in via Zoom if you like. If not, that's fine too. I think the tree team is also,
I think I think Dennis is prepared to do that, yeah.
so, we can go over, I'd send out, some information I put together last time. So we can go over that, later after we do the review. I don't know of anything else from the town board. I know the short-term rental laws going to be updated again. And so that will come through for review from us as well. So it's not to that point yet, though. I'm not sure when it will be.
That is a really hard one. There's so many ins and outs, and so many weaselly ways. Yeah, I'm not sure that's an official word, but.
Gonna add that one.
And that's, goes right into ordinance. That's what they're talking about at ordinance right now.
Yeah.
There was a 3-hour meeting on Monday. It was painful.
Is there just cat and mouse stuff going on with that, or is that what it's boiling down to, or?
They had a draft that they were reviewing, but I don't know, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, so. I'm not sure when it will go to the town board, because it didn't seem like anybody was happy with anybody
Okay.
else the other day, so. I'm not sure. But when it gets to that point, and they send it out, they have the public hearing, we'll get asked to review it again,
Okay.
so. Think about it, if you have any comments, it doesn't have to just be environmental, it can be. And then we're up to our reviews, see, we get things referred to us from the development department. And usually there's some sort of environmental or agricultural connection. This particular one, we've reviewed this one now like half a dozen times, I think, so it's coming back around. They're asking for, actually, Mike.
They're
can tell
asking
you.
for an interpretation of not so much the law, but the definition of what a detached private garage entails. Now, on their plans, they said we want a detached private garage in the residential Lake District, but they're actually, that little part of their property is RR3. So they still want a definition in their favor, because they want something that's bigger than what we allow. Now, the definition of, and a lot of us don't agree with the definition. Detached private garage is 900 square feet, no bigger. Okay. But they want to build one that's 1,070 square feet. So they need a variance. They want the law interpreted, but the law isn't in question here, it's the definition, so the definition has to be changed, so they're a little misguided in what they're looking for here. we are trying to help them through it, but they said, well, if we don't get it, then we'll just ask for a variance. Which they should have just done, but this is not the first time. I'm working on 2 projects right now that are dealing with detached private garages and sizes. And if you think about it, a private garage that is not part of your house, 900 square feet is not a lot of space for even one car. So we've all been talking about in the development office, this is something that might need to be addressed, might need to be redefined per zoning area. You know, R120, you gotta have something smaller in there. R130, maybe a little bit bigger. AR2, AR1 and RR3, fine, have a big garage. You can do it. The one I'm working on now, he wants close to 1,400 square foot garage. He's got 54 acres. That's fine, you know, put it there. But I mean, if you have a 7,000 square foot lot in the RLD, where are you gonna put something that big, you know, and you're gonna cover up everything. So I think it should be situational, and we should be able to judge on that. So that's what's going on with this one. They're gonna have the interpretation on the 20th at the zoning board meeting, so to try and change it.
I think that's a good segue into some of the other concerns we've had of recognizing the differences amongst the zoning laws, and that might be the precedent we need or to
Mhm.
suggest others though.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a garage.
And
Isn't it?
they asked, exactly, they said, we are building a private detached garage. They defined it as that in their plans. And then we said, okay, well, it has to be this big. They said, we don't believe that. But if they're using those terms and you look at the definition,
Yeah.
they have to go by the definition. They're like, well, we don't want that. Okay, you don't want that. Well, we can interpret it any way you want, but if this is how it's written, exactly how it's written. So, you know, and we've said, well, then call it something else. No, it's a detached private garage. Okay, then you have to go by this rule.
Detached barn, private barn.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you go with
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
It can just be an accessory building.
Exactly, we told them that, and they were like, oh, it's detached private garage. Okay, then this is
I
the
mean, it
definition.
goes by any other name.
Right. So.
Whatever.
Apply wall here.
Yeah.
Well, look at it as job security.
So-
Oh, yeah, absolutely, I have no problem with that.
Garage on this building, so we can just educate everybody,
Right there.
that's it there.
That's where they want to put it.
Okay.
Well, it's 170 square feet extra they need. I don't see them having a problem getting it with everything they're doing now. I mean, they're changing 2 driveways, 3 buildings, they did a subdivision. They're doing a lot of work in that area. That's fine. They're gonna get the variance, but why they need the interpretation? But again, like you said, it would, maybe it'll be impetus to change a couple things.
This won't push them over on lot coverage or anything.
No,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's critical, yeah.
Yeah.
they have plenty of land.
Yes.
Is it a leach field right there north of it, or?
Yep.
That's the leach
Yes.
field, yeah.
Are they thinking it's only for cars or
It's got a
are-
bump
is there
out
gonna
in
be
it, so-
equipment? And that's a lot of landscaping.
They are, according to them, they're just using it for the cars and storage upstairs. So
Did they give us any elevation drawings for it?
I believe they do have elevation drawings in there.
That would be interesting for our
I'd like to
guests.
see it.
By the way, we have a online
Yeah.
system that all the applications go through. And if you're part of the ECB, you get access to this, so you can like review the plans and information ahead of time.
To review all the documentations, the applications, the rationale, as well as the site plans.
Main house.
Just the main
No, that
house.
was maintenance.
But it makes this sort of process a lot easier than what we had before.
Oh, I'm sure.
There it is.
So you said there's an upstairs, so 900 square feet is the footprint? Is that-
Is what it's supposed to be. They want
Footprint.
1,070.
1,070.
Oh, what did they- oh, he had.
Yeah, that was the.
Oh, there's 2 pages.
Oh, okay,
It's
now
on
the
the
other page. There it is.
Oh, there you go.
So it matches the architecture of the house.
And that says guest house.
Oh,
That's the
Little-
guest
That
house.
says guest house, we're looking for garage, right?
Yeah, they should be calling it this house. It's like a
Oh,
whole-
sorry. I
Garage,
didn't
there we
scroll
go.
down far enough.
Looks more garagey.
Mhm.
Same architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know a little bit as other.
Well, we'll definitely have to, you know,
So-
tie this into the whatever stormwater they're doing. with
Mhm.
drainage and-
So that's a 3-car, Mike? Looks like it's
Yes,
got three
Yeah.
bays and,
and they're digging it into
right,
the landscape, so you got a patio here from the front,
right.
from the top floor,
Mhm.
so. And they can easily be converted into habitable space, but right now, that's not what they're asking for, that's fine.
Right.
Now, their site plan for the house still has to come back through for final, correct?
I believe so, yes.
So we'll see this again.
Yeah, oh, yeah. This is,
Oh, so they're building a house too. then.
Oh,
This is-
they're doing a lot of
Okay,
stuff.
this isn't
Yeah.
an addition or something.
They're
It's like-
moving a whole.
They've got,
We have that nice renderings now, that's,
Yeah.
they're
That's
putting
really
in all
awesome.
of this driveway stuff.
Mhm.
They're redoing this house. They're wanting the garage, they're redoing the guest house too,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
yes. They're even building an extension driveway for their neighbor and giving him an easement.
People don't wanna see him with a short-term rental over there, I know.
Oh.
I've heard them talk.
Oh, yeah.
They have another house on the property too that they're not doing anything with, so there's a lot of stuff there. But, yeah, I mean, with their garage, I mean, all of our standard stuff, you know, the drainage needs to be taken care of, lighting needs to be dark sky. I think it's garage, so whatever definitions on the books should apply.
And certainly drainage for the driveway, because that will be
Yeah, that is, they're gonna be a couple rip wraps and they do
too
have,
late, yeah.
yeah.
I know they had in their landscape plan before a lot of native trees,
Mhm.
so they did have a lot of nice stuff for that,
Good.
but. I don't think
not
there's
a whole lot to say.
There's not a lot to add to what we've said about it before, you know. Drainage, dark sky, et cetera, so.
Yeah. And I would say uphold the interpretation, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're, I don't see how they can win.
There's no adjoining property across the street, that's part of it, right? It's just, that's the lot there.
There, it's, yeah, it's just like that.
So, this one's kind of an odd one, we don't get a lot of interpretation.
No,
that come from-
I see where it is, down by Miller's.
Yeah.
What's it?
I was just looking at a map where this was. so.
Mhm.
Yeah, we a lot of times we'll, I mean, we see this one so many times now, but we'll refer to Encore, which is Ontario County. Have you seen that site?
I have not.
Oh, wow,
I can-
tap into it, because it's,
Oh, we just get the
It's a nice tool.
address.
It is.
Yeah.
yeah, very helpful.
Once the dark sky lighting, is that everything down?
Yeah.
That's very good. I like that from the bird perspective.
Yes. absolutely. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of suggesting native species, landscaping, dark sky.
Habitat purposes, yeah.
Preserving older trees, established trees,
Big percent.
Yeah.
tree groupings, hedges.
A lot of stormwater type mitigation, whether it's rain gardens, or French drains, or what have you. We do a lot of suggesting of that sort of stuff,
Pretty well.
tree wells, you know. So and you can, anybody can use this, so
Okay.
you can use this yourself. It's actually a great resource.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's great.
I like that they tell you about the soils on the site and
Yeah.
how they drain.
You can,
Things like that, it's
uh,
really good.
there's a report here that you can run.
Yeah.
And it will tell you about the soils, it will tell you the percentage of like tree cover and
Mhm.
farmland, whatever else. You can see where.
Like you were saying, across from Miller's, you could see the.
Yeah.
I miss Millage.
Yeah, ditto.
And their house is like right up to the lake. So. Anyways,
Thank
this is one of the tools that we'll use. Now, the cloud permit also. You choose up in the top, it will say map. Show map. And then if you. Choose layers, I always have to remember where it is, there it is.
Oh, very cool.
And I believe this one accesses Google Earth images,
Mhm.
so. The nice part about using this one in association with the Encore is, because you get to see the tree cover. Encore, they shoot those when,
And then
leaves are done.
leaves are gone.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So you can kind of mix and match between the two, so. Anyways, so, any other comments from anybody on this one?
The house that's just feet from the lake, that's covered, that's been grandfathered in, I take it.
They're
The existing
building in the same
residence?
footprint.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're-
yeah, it's a-
yeah.
Already pre-existing non-conformity. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if people build in the same footprint, they can kind of ignore some of the,
The set.
Right.
Yeah.
current laws.
Okay.
Wouldn't roll today.
So they make, the lake, the residential lake area, they make use of that a lot. Okay, we can move on. This was, like I said, this was kind of an oddball. It's the only one we had this week, but, or this month, but. It's kind of a weird one. Normally, we're looking at site plans and landscape plans and stuff like that. But
So visit on the next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta get
But
everything
there's more
going
than
on.
half a
Yeah.
dozen, bring your
And you'll
coffee.
see-
Right.
You get to see all the things we get to see.
yeah.
And we usually look at them ourselves before the meeting.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
Take some notes.
go out and take a look at it.
And yes, you can
Just
visit
feel
any
this.
of these
Mhm.
places, the people,
See
the
them really on the
homeowners
ground.
agree to it when they put in their applications,
Mhm.
that people can come out and look.
And that can be very helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you a real feel for what you're looking
Alrighty, okay, newsletter. Gary put in one for, about cutting down trees in the town, and some tips about that,
Mhm.
so. We recently had an application where the people had cleared a lot of trees without permission, so it kind of spurred the idea for the article.
Yeah.
So,
So we need a.
April.
How about something on ephemeral pools? I was thinking about doing an ephemeral pool display thing. Because this is the season for it.
That would be
you know.
great.
Yeah.
Be good.
Okay, are you gonna do the kayak?
I'll
You
take
can
May,
have more than one article, so.
Yeah.
there's-
Well,
I can take May for kayaking. I'm really busy getting my Tai Chi certification and putting in a lot of
Okay.
hours.
well then why don't I
Practice some
take
tough
April and do some ephemeral pool stuff?
I'll go-
And,
That's very.
I'll go point to point kayaking for May.
it'll be a nice break from Easter music.
And you said that you were going to do ephemeral. pools
Yeah, I
for-
think I'll just do that, do a display for that. And,
Perfect.
you know,
That would be
match
nice.
up. Yeah. It's the season for it, you know, they come and go by the end of June, it's all over with, but they are important habitat.
Mhm.
So we have there's a display case upstairs in the main lobby, and that's where this display is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all the visitors to town hall can see the display.
Oh, nice.
And the newsletter is an email newsletter that goes out. It's about 200 recipients, and then we share it on some of the local Facebook pages like Canandaigua Chronicles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm one of those recipients. So.
I see.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Which is how I found out about the opening. Yeah.
I'm the editor, so if you have articles and content for that, so you can send it along my way.
Okay.
And for this year, I'm asking people if they have like a project to work on. Something that kind of helps move forward some sort of conservation topic. So it's whatever people want to do, really, because conservation is a big area, so. Did anybody have any updates? Anything that you want to share, so I can put it in my report for the.
So I have a question.
Sure.
I'm very interested in ponds, but I don't know, well, there's no dumb questions, I guess, but how does one go about presenting? Well, doing a presentation about ponds, would it be an online something? Would it be someone speaking about ponds and we have a video of it? I mean, like what format? If I decide I want to do that, I mean,
Anything that you want to do, I mean, if it's online, like an educational talk that people can just zoom into, that would be great. If it's an in-person
like
thing,
put some things together and.
yeah.
Because I know like types of ponds and care for ponds and, you know, development ponds and backyard ponds, I mean, all that jazz.
It could be, put together some information for residents, like in a document, could be anything you want. I think any and all of those, could, be useful, so it's, I mean, even information for the other boards. So, I mean, sometimes there's ponds and stuff on some of the property. Could be things for them to keep in mind.
There's probably something in the code about ponds,
I'm sure.
and you could kind of play off of that.
Yeah, or
Play
you
off
can
of our
play off,
regulations, maybe,
you can probably play off of the NRI or the comp plan as well.
yeah.
Because there's probably things in there that might help too.
Okay.
The town has a number of different documents, different plans. Two of the big ones that refer to us are the comprehensive plan and then the NRI, the National or Natural Resource Inventory.
Yeah.
And both of those are available through the town's website. And that helps direct kind of how the town is supposed to act for certain different things. So like conserving steep slopes, for example, there's laws for that, and it's in the comp plan, and it's in the NRI, so it helps direct how we and the other boards are supposed to look at those sorts of things too. So those can be helpful.
Do we have any other, are the bound versions left?
I do not believe so. I
Okay.
think they handed all those out last year. I think Shauna had given a bunch of those out
Yeah.
early in the year. So, yeah, they're bigger documents, so
Online's good, searchable.
online is essential.
Yeah.
And if you go to the ECB page, I believe there's links to them.
Okay. Great, thank you.
But yeah, anything you want to do.
Okay.
It's whatever format you feel comfortable with or think would be valuable. Because there'll be value in any format.
Start getting some ideas together and see what I could do with it, but yeah.
Very nice.
So there's one. What's everyone else gonna do?
No.
Or get together and do.
Well, I know you want to do the work party, I guess. with the
Yeah, I
authors.
still have to contact Lindsay, but I like the idea of a ECB sponsored work party.
Oh,
We were targeting Ononda Park,
yes.
I saw it, yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
slash and
but
burn
that's
all
what I was thinking.
the, maybe not burn, but
Yeah.
slash and poison.
Oh, I had, yes, that's my hobby for the rest of my life.
And you gotta come to the farm to get more comfortable with all the stuff I got there.
I was thinking of doing an informal swoop on Ononda Park and the Flora Rose
Yeah.
Yes.
infestation there is a huge place of Flora that's just expanding every year.
I already were.
And
past it
yeah.
the other day. This weekend with the
I was
dogs. yeah.
thinking about that today when I was trimming up some of the buckthorn stems for the eagle, you know. That would be a good thing to do.
I'll contact Lindsay,
Ask
maybe
her
some of
about
the
it.
local scout groups or outdoor groups, maybe,
Yeah,
Colleges, high schools.
I think we used
Yeah.
FLCC before for.
I was gonna say FLCC.
yeah, they have usually a woodsman's team there
Yeah.
that does projects too, so. Might
Young
be
and
interested.
healthy.
in
No,
that, yeah.
Chelsea Janandro, she's one of the ones who runs a Muller station.
Oh, okay, I met her once, yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's,
I took ecology with, and I cannot think of her name, great instructor, great teacher. But I have her contact information at home.
Mhm.
yeah, I know her too, so reach out if you want.
I think that would be a really.
So do you want to work with Eric?
Sure, I will be, I have my loppers and my herbicide.
You haven't got that bacteria that the DEC promised that we
Um,
should help it out.
No, we have not.
It's semi horrifying and visions, groups of suburbanites with machetes, so.
Yeah, no, well,
We
When are you thinking of doing this?
need to, I talked to Lindsay about liability and.
yeah,
Right.
well,
That's-
yes,
yeah.
if we can,
Adjourn.
we may just.
If there's any cooks or home brewers, you can tell them how they can harvest the rose hips. So sell it that way, I guess.
But
I don't think there's anything on.
using the toxics, the brush-ons, I mean, not everyone can touch that. There's probably an age restriction on that.
You might have to
I don't know.
get someone that's
Leather gloves.
licensed, depending on
Okay.
how I don't know how they do
It
that for a
depends
town.
on how formally you
Yeah.
do it. I was just kind of thinking of. You know, not midnight, but.
No cowboy in.
Like you discussed last time, you'd have the team shopping and you'd have like a spray team that could either be
Yeah,
someone
well.
with the parks or supervising.
I
it.
Oh, I
would
know.
probably think they would probably want
Go about
the
it.
parks to,
Yeah,
Like
the
herbicide.
parks people.
Oh, you would have to work with them.
You
yeah.
have to
And
do
maybe
that.
let them take the lead on it and then supply people power.
Maybe it's, rounding up the volunteers and advertising the event.
Yeah, and if we have any budget, we could offer to purchase some of the herbicide necessary. That might be a thing we
Certainly,
could do.
Yeah,
Because we do have some budget.
Yeah.
and-
our budget usually is training in trees, so.
Yes,
But it
well,
could be for
yes,
use.
terribly expensive or anything.
Okay.
I'm probably their best customer.
So when we were talking about going through the year and we have tried to do our environmental fair. And then we were talking about going in with maybe someone who might be presenting at when the town does their movie nights, their outdoor movie nights, getting in with somebody else's booth or presentation.
Yeah,
Are
another
we
event.
still we're still thinking about that, or we don't know if we're thinking about that?
I think if somebody wants to take that under their wing, there could be
It's a possibility.
a project for someone.
I've never been to movie night.
Me neither.
Been a couple because of the kids, but it was before they had all the current stuff.
I'd be interested in the food trucks.
Yeah, no, it was fun, chaos, but fun.
Oh, yeah, oh, sure.
But I think if somebody wants to take that as one of their projects, I think. I mean, work with Lindsay and see if,
Maybe find out who's going to be at one, or
yeah, there's
what
a
other group
movie
is going
night,
to be at.
there's a
one.
music night. They have food trucks at it,
Mhm.
they have it at, Powerhouse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think we can all take part in it, but if somebody wants to take lead, that could definitely be a project. For someone, I think that sort of stuff works too.
Yeah. So Lindsay is the person.
Were you thinking about looking into it?
No.
No.
On ponds. I'll think about it, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but I'd like to find out some information.
Yeah, Lindsay.
Edith will help me, right?
Yeah, it would help, yeah.
Justin, did you have any?
So like, I know we always stress like planting natives, and I know we have a little bit of documentation and information on our website, but I don't believe we have like. A list of to hand out.
No.
We're not
So I
really
think-
yet, are we?
No.
So I mean, that's something I wanna take on, cause we always talk about
Okay.
the spouse planting natives, like if. To provide a handout that the town can have here with
Yeah.
what people have normally been doing, or maybe follow up with some of whoever's doing the development, like what they're recommending, and maybe. Get their takes on their list of 10 and options for natives, and basically. Put together kind of that information that we've talked about before with like, who was a white, the gentleman out there.
Jim Angle?
Yeah,
And some
White
other.
Oak Nursery, yeah.
White Oak,
Oh.
and some other folks or businesses nearby to have that resource like handy for whomever,
Oh, I think that would be great.
yeah.
I think that would definitely help our homeowners and
Mhm.
some of the,
Yeah, you ought to talk to Ted Gerace at Soil and Water District too, you know, he is in charge of the tree and shrub
Yeah,
program there,
yeah.
the conservation plantings,
Okay.
so.
It's good pardon me,
No, I was.
no, it's good for the landscape architects that are part of these site plans.
Mhm,
You know, a lot of them know that that's what we like, but
mhm.
sometimes you'll get someone maybe that's not familiar.
Well, I think
that-
some of the newer ones coming out
And then it just
probably
helps
have
to be
the
informational.
coursework on it, but yeah.
Yes.
You still like, I'll just throw the burning bush in there, cause that's what everybody wants.
Ah, yeah.
But like, you know, like the DEC has some information out there, so I mean, there's resources, it's
Yeah.
just we don't have that nice
Mhm.
concise thing to like, here you go.
Mhm.
So I think that's something I could work on and
oh, very
put
nice.
together.
You could probably Google Jim Ingles' website.
I have, I always, I've always gone there to
Yeah.
order stuff and it's out, so it's like I give
Yeah.
up.
I know, yeah, I know, I know.
I've got other like local or native stuff like from the Midwest that I usually
Yeah.
get my stuff from. 'Cause
Well,
it's
there
little
is
bigger.
the Soil and Water District gets their native thing, in fact, they're all natives at a place in Naples. I
The
can't think-
Meadowview, right?
Yeah, Meadowview,
Meadowview, yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
that's not far.
yeah, I know Monroe County, they would get some of their stuff from down there as well.
Mhm.
I actually came across Wayne recently and they have a lot of offerings that. I finally found my barley straw up there, which I can never find anymore.
Yes, you can't, I know, that's for ponds.
Yeah.
I
you-
know,
you
I
want-
bought some from, I bought some when we had a pond, when we lived off of County Road 30, and it was from, someone on 64
Yeah, I think it-
that lived there up on the hill, they're a farmer, and, yeah.
Used to be able to get it over to these corners, the farms over there,
Yeah, it was-
they would grow up, but now you don't have.
It was uphill from Joey's Corner.
What's the advantage of barley straw? 'Cause I see what appears to be that around a couple ponds in the development. The HOA has redone a couple ponds, cleaned them out.
Yeah, when it decays, it gives off hydrogen peroxide that kills the algae.
Oh, okay.
And there's some other enzymatic stuff that's going on that they don't really know
Mhm.
about, but
Right.
you gotta get in early enough before the algal season begins, or else it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the barley has some time to break down in the water and the air.
Mhm.
And there's like certain ways to do it too, which I had to like figure out the
Yeah.
hard way, like,
Yeah,
so that it works properly.
aquashade's lots easier.
Well, I've been buying like the pre-made enzymes and it's like I'm getting sick of $100 bottle every season and dumping it in the pond. So I think I'm gonna put some barley in here just for straw.
Okay. I was wondering, 'cause it was put back down in November.
later.
A friend of mine over in Geneva started a company a couple of years ago now, I think, the Butterfly Effect. He does seeds.
My
Yeah.
husband and I visited.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and so all native seed,
Oh, cool,
stuff that he
okay,
does, yeah,
great.
and now I think he was growing stuff somewhere, now I think it's over in Seneca Falls, but
Okay.
good supply.
Okay.
He's got a website, yeah.
Cute little place.
Yeah.
And stuff there last year. What I was thinking about doing was proposing some, changes to local laws. So, different things like split lots. Yeah, I think Gorham has the local law where the lakeside has a certain percentage of coverage. And then the upland side has a different, so you're not just using that
Yes, that whole
19
area,
acres
yes.
for that 1 acre
Yes.
that's next to the lot or the lake, so. Just some different things that we've run across. And also I'd like to see if I could get the pollinator pathway program started up in Canada. So some of the different communities have that, and it basically allows people to put themselves on a map. They can say, in the pollinator pathway. Some pollinators, they don't like sweat bee, they won't go any farther than like 200 feet. But bumblebee might go up to 1,000 or 1,800. And so the object is to make like little way stations, so you kind of like connect things.
Get the sweat bees away from you.
Well, So, but yeah, I had attended the Ithaca Native Landscape Symposium last week. And they had pollinator pathway on again, the one that I attended previously. That person was from Massachusetts now, the one that was talking about it the other day was in Ithaca. I know there's people in Monroe County that have started it, so there are some different connections around locally. So it would be nice if we kind of like move into that as well. Gary sent me some stuff, and I know he had mentioned looking into variances and stuff at the last meeting. He sent me a few other things, and it was about like clean energy, climate smart community and stuff like that, so he was gonna go that way. So. Yeah, if you join us, you get to pick a project. So, we're gonna, if we're done with projects, we'll move on to the town board report. So,
What time is the meeting again? Monday,
uh,
what?
6,
6?
I'm not sure where we are on the schedule, probably earlier rather than later, so.
Overall, Sunday.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's very eye catching.
Yes.
You want to read it,
right.
right?
I
That's great.
Beautifully done.
I did like a little infographic of what we did.
Yeah.
We had 11 meetings last year. We reviewed 37 projects with 50 different applications. We share information with both the homeowners and the applicants, like the engineering firms, as well as the ZBA and planning board. We lost a member last year. Megan was part of the ECB and she resigned at the end of like January. I joined as the chairperson last year, so. I think we're looking for like one person right now, but I would dearly love to have an alternate this year. An alternate member, because sometimes we have people out or whatever, and it will help us make a quorum if we have an alternate. I don't know if we have to change our rules and procedures, but that's something I want to just tell the town board, as long as they're good with it. I think everybody here would agree, I guess.
Yeah, do we still have that, I guess, when we combine the two, the other environmental board? What they had, how was that? I don't remember how that got worked out in
The environmental committee, I believe, was completely disbanded last year.
okay, so we don't have like those, they weren't junior members, but basically the folks that were. Okay.
Most of those people had wanted to not be involved anymore. I think they didn't like the reviews and stuff like that. I think their committee focused on a lot of different things. So, we did 7 newsletter articles, 5 town hall displays. I took all these pictures. That is out behind my house.
That's pretty, wow.
Wow.
That's one of the agricultural fields behind me. Let's see, we had a budget that we used for training, and then we spent $15.50 on native shrubs to support the birds at Miller Park. We had planned the Bio Blitz environmental fair, but we canceled. Honestly, we were really busy because the development office was crazy busy at the time, and so. I mean, I totally get why nobody had the time. Let's see, we sent out a memo in support of the Heritage Tree Program. We did a memo to the town board for the incentive zoning and Turner Brothers.
Mhm.
We reviewed short-term rental law, solar law we reviewed. We reviewed the policy document that the open space team put out. And we also reviewed we commented on the previous favors that the ordinance committee were going to suggest. So. Does anybody have anything they want changed for it? Yeah. I'm good, I don't.
No, I think it got great.
Excellent job.
Absolutely.
Let's see, I did make a document that had some other details that went behind that, so I'd like. Let's see. So like what our articles were, I mentioned what those were, what our displays were, so there was a little bit more data. So if they want it, they can have that as well. And then I will update this. This was the things I was going to suggest for 2024. And membership, we were looking to add 1 member and 1 alternate. My projects were going to propose new local laws. I'm the secretary for the ordinance committee, which the local laws would go to anyway, so. I mean, it kind of is a good fit. And then hopefully start up the pollinator pathways. And Edith was going to work with Eric on doing some work party. Chelsea was going to have a native plants handout.
It's sawdust, it's
Yeah.
my thing.
Eric, were you still interested in doing the orientation guide you mentioned?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Once Tai Chi settles down, I can go through all the town codes and regs. Mike, I might make an appointment with you and sit and talk to you about what are the most common ones that every one of us should know off the top of our head.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm sure you've been knee deep in observing all those for the past several months, so.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. And then Eddie's doing pond care. And if things change and you wanna add other ones, or it winds up being something that's just not working out for you, you wanna do something different, I'm good with it. It's all good. And then Gary, he had talked about reporting on variances granted, working with the ordinance committee on frequently granted variances. I think he's looking at some of the places like Island Beach and things like that.
Cottage lots and things.
Yeah. And so I know that's been something near and dear to his heart. And so he also mentioned looking at environmental impacts on proposed local laws and zoning changes. And then the climate smart community program and clean energy community initiative stuff. He mentioned a number of
Yeah.
things, so Uh,
Lots of good stuff.
lots of good stuff. All over the map.
Yeah.
A lot of different things. So I didn't have a lot else to really share with the town board, but if anybody had anything else they wanted me to share, I'd be happy to.
Anything else?
I only have like 5 minutes, so.
I think
Yes.
that should feel.
That should fill it, yeah.
I figured they're gonna ask questions about something, so
Yeah,
I can go through this in like really short and then they'll have questions. So, or comments. Town board's been interesting lately, so I'm sure there'll be questions. But there's all that I had, so if anybody has any comments or questions or suggestions, just let me know the next day, because I'm gonna try and get this put to bed. And get it sent over to Jerry. So they can share the documents. Never done an infographic before, and I'm like.
Well, now you're a pro.
that's right.
Town tree board.
Well, we haven't met since for a while, but we will be, I think, meeting this month. The main goal for the year is going to be getting the Heritage Tree Program launched. We have already designated the ones that are on the town property. We are looking at how people can nominate their own trees and what the specifications for them should be. Which includes, size, species, whether you can see it from a public place or not. I mean, I know there are marvelous trees that are on people's property, but if the public can't see them, that's not going to be helpful. That is probably the most specific goal. We are looking at Miller Park, and I think some of us are going to be out planting the things that was funded by the ECB to replace what was mowed down by the prior company that was employed.
Oh, no.
We had, it was contracted out to be doing mowing and tree care in the parks for a while instead of being under the Parks Department. And there was a great deal of loss. We had a section of Miller Park is over on Bliss Road where it overlooks a wetland area. It's not our property, but there are all kinds of wetland birds that are there, and we wanted to make a specific bird watching area over there. It's kind of separate from the main body of the park. And we had put in raspberry bushes as a barrier to keep people on park property and not on the land that is not ours. And it would be, it's good habitat and blueberry bushes along the road to keep snowmobilers, etc., out. Also for good habitat and that sort of thing. And they mowed them. After, they were just getting good sized, about 3 years old, they mowed it all off. They also put plastic down around trees. And so that it was easy to mow, which of course, there was a lot of problems. So the tree committee did notice this and spoke about it pretty vehemently. And now it's gone back. We have really good people at the Parks Department who are now taking care
Oh,
of
good.
properties. And
Okay.
have removed all of the black plastic and have filled up the water bags on the trees that had planted, and we've done some training with how to trim the trees and how to, what the requirements are, and we planted some and actually decided at the new park, the multi-use handicap area park, not to plant trees because they have put up enough shade that the grounds are shaded, and it will, I think, be much better. The parking lot is going to be stinking hot, but it will save some space for the parking to not have trees around it. We thought they didn't need it on the playground area.
Which park is that?
What do they
Oh,
call
motion
it?
junction.
Oh, motion.
Motion
Oh,
junction,
okay, yeah.
yes.
I had to
Yeah.
connect there.
I will
Yes,
say,
I
I will
couldn't
say
think
that
of the
it's
name of it.
very, very hot in the summertime on the
It
on the
is,
actual porous rubber that they have.
it
but-
is,
Yeah.
but they have built this winter and spring of, there's shaded areas, there's roof on part of it. It seemed like that would probably be adequate for cooling off and for, we got some static birds pooping on things. Yeah.
This is a ECB night.
What's that?
We're not, the egg is next week. It's.
Hey, everybody.
Enjoy your evening. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was one of the objections, is that we would be inviting bird poop on the playground materials, so.
Oh, if there was trees.
Yes, mhm.
Ah.
Yeah, so I understand that, it's,
It's so open there, though. Are they gonna like put any sort of landscaping in?
I don't know, we were just asked for recommendations for trees, and we made some, and then
One of the neat things I
We
did
have
see when
not.
I was on Colorado is, because they obviously get the very hot days in the summertime, they would actually have like, the schools and stuff had like, I don't know, some kind of material canopy.
awnings, yeah.
Oh,
but-
yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like a sunshade
They
Yeah,
could do that,
sunshades.
yeah.
to like dapple the light and
Yeah.
stuff. But again, if the
Yes,
birds are
well-
on, I assume they would find that as a nice habitat as
If,
well.
if they change their minds, we can always go back and plant things, so it turns out that's not what they like after all.
Yeah, it's so
But,
open to the west. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like all field. It's-
Yeah, and the
seems like
wind.
you'd
It
want
is,
The window
something.
there.
Okay,
well, that's where it stands at this moment.
okay.
The kids don't care about any of that stuff.
Oh,
Just wanna play.
They'll put their hands- My kids will put their hands in the bird poop, they'll touch the hot
Yeah.
stuff.
I know, kids are very much more durable and much more washable than.
Let's see, the open space team had met February. And there was brainstorming for new things to do this year. And so Sarah Reynolds had made a list of some of the ideas and was going to take that to the town board to get feedback. So. I think that was the only other thing we had, because talking about the different teams, so. Anybody else got any big notes?
I got it. I know they finally broke ground down by the hammocks there, and I was just noticing that they pushed all of the trees and everything to the boundary line. It didn't look like they did any cutting or anything. I didn't know if anybody's noticed that or,
I haven't been down that way.
yeah, like it looks like everything just got dozed over to the neighbor's property there. So there's like
Oh,
pretty
darn.
big, sections of just the wood that was there, basically trees and shrub that are just pushed.
Hmm.
I don't know how far back that went in, because they're not doing that conservation, or were they supposed to be doing that conservation?
At the end of it, this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
it just looked a little off to me, and I didn't remember that.
That would be something for Mike
Yeah,
Murphy.
Mike Murphy and I'll have to go take a look.
Yes.
That would
Go
be-
tomorrow.
Oh, if it's a nice day, definitely.
It's gonna be nice tomorrow.
Get
It's
us
like a nice windbreak, but I just would hope that they're doing something.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then down at, I guess, Outhouse Park, did they just cut down all the ash that were there, or is?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
what that
that's
was?
all dead ash, yeah.
Yeah. I saw they
Yes, it-
started and then like everything. just-
Yeah, it looks so different, but it
Yeah.
was,
I
it
know.
was dead ash,
Oh, it was dead? Oh.
yeah.
Is that
And,
part of, opening that up because of the flooding?
no, it was
No.
just because dead ash is dangerous.
Yeah.
It will turn loose,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and just come down in shards. There's other parks that have playgrounds that I'm hoping they will get to. Yes.
Yeah.
We go that one.
You know, by the
There we go.
soccer field, yes, that has a lot of dead ash. And there's one there that's overhanging a drive-through in the park. And
Is that a town park?
yes, it is. And the tree committee has commented on those also, so
Okay.
Which one?
we have brought it to the
I know there's a
attention.
couple down at, well, what is it, Cheshire there? It's for the
Here's,
Pierce Park. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
or soccer fields.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yes.
like a whole,
Yeah.
that's an ash. swamp
Yeah.
area.
Yes, it is.
And I see there's a trail that someone's made over the years going through there, and it's like,
I know.
it's a mess back there.
I know they can't, you know, they have to tackle what they can and you
There's a
can't do
lot.
everything at once. There is a tremendous amount of dead ash in town property in some of the cemeteries and the parks. And I think they are trying to get where there's most the most traffic where it's going to be the most dangerous for people to be there because people do walk along that little draw, you know, Sucker Brook going down into Outhouse Park. And it gets a lot of traffic from the residences, you know, the disabled people and so on walking along there, and they did need to get that down as soon as they can. The ash is crazy how it drops big limbs from the top until all you have is that trunk left. If you saw any of the ash swamps this fall, they were full of red pillars because the trunk was still there, the limbs have dropped off, and there's poison ivy and
Oh.
Virginia creeper going up those trunks.
Oh, jeez.
So it looked like the swamps were full of red pillars. It was a very unusual looking thing. But
That's our swan.
that's what we've got. And those limbs coming down are really quite dangerous because the limbs tend to shatter in kind of spear type.
Were they gonna be
configurations.
plantings down there? Or-
I don't know. I assume that there will be things planted there, but first it's
An
got to be
outhouse?
cleared
Yeah.
along Sucker Brook
Yeah.
and going into outhouse, yeah.
well, I think they've got a whole plan
Mhm.
because of all the flooding. I know
Yeah.
they're, I think, trying to open up some
Trying
different
to,
areas.
yeah, I think they're trying to do that too. I
Are they gonna put more of those ponds than like up on 520 that they put up there?
I know there's a whole plan where they identified like different places that are kind of like
yeah, some of them are put in. I don't know if they've,
places that
Completed
can
it.
flood, and
Yeah.
things like that, or places they'll clean up banks and different, but that's a Kevin O'Leary
Okay.
project.
Mhm.
I just saw it one time when I was running the Zoom for the town board. I don't know where it stands now, so.
the one on 5 and 20 seems to be functioning pretty
Yeah.
well.
Mm.
And with one down on North Bloomfield Road seems to be functioning well.
I know there was a comment made recently, because, the German brothers, they moved up their
Mhm.
trailers and stuff there, but now it's in a.
It might be a
floodplain.
floodplain now, yeah.
It's a floodplain now, yeah. Well, it always has been a floodplain.
Right.
So-
What's that property across from, we were talking about the ash being removed? There's like a gravel road that goes out towards the airport.
Oh, they did stuff.
Oh,
up
on
there.
County Road 30,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trail, yeah.
there is, a stormwater area, like,
Mhm,
I forget what they call it,
mhm.
where it floods back there.
Oh, okay.
Since then.
Yeah, but they put in a pretty substantial gravel road that just dead ends.
Oh, up a little farther.
Yeah, like right across from where,
By the airport?
yeah, right across from where Sucker Brook,
I think they put that in.
where they took those trees out from Sucker Brook, so across on North Street.
Yeah,
There's like a.
isn't that
empty
part
trailer
of, isn't that
set.
part of the trail, the system that they are working on? They
Oh,
want
maybe.
to send it out toward the airport and on out.
I think the marina or whatever, one of the
Mhm.
tenants down there too did some work over there.
Yeah, 'cause they put their trailers in back on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
they
just
put
curious.
gravel back in there for
Yeah.
those.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a big flood area.
Mhm. Yes, well.
Once they get
Well,
exposed.
flood area.
Downtown Canandaigua being a big flood area, not good, was it?
Mark, if you're interested in being a member, we'll have to, vote on that. I don't know if you're interested in saying anything one way or another tonight, but you can let me know in email.
Okay,
And, so to be a member, we would vote on it, and then it goes to the town board to actually make the appointment.
oh, okay, all right.
Very official.
Very
Yes,
nice.
yeah, because we're one of the boards, so.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Being very
Yeah.
official,
Yeah.
so. but That's it, for what I have.
Okay.
There will probably be a much bigger agenda next
Mm-hmm.
month, but, for now, it's not so big. I just need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll make the motion.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we need one before two.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll be number one, I'll make the motion.
Second. Yeah.
Well,
Is this
thank
a
you so
Is this
much.
the Robert's rules?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we are so formal.
I gotta say, Robert's rules I know very well.
That was it,
Yes.
so thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for letting me.